Hey folks, so I just opened NX Docs locally on my computer because I wanted to update something. And then I noticed all images were broken. So first thought obviously was, hey, I messed up, right? So my comment probably broke something. So I quickly reverted it, tried again, but looks like it's still broken. It's even broken in production right now. And so now obviously the question is like, when did it break? So which comment did introduce that problem? Now it turns out that Git has actually quite some interesting tool that helps you track down exactly the comment that had that first broken images in it. So to approach that, what I usually do is I quickly go to the GitHub repo and I open up the comments. Now obviously you could also just log it out locally as you prefer, but it's very easy here to spot and see and look at the comment messages to see which potential comment message might have broken it, because sometimes the message already gives you a clue or the area that got updated. So I went through here, but I didn't find anything. So my first thought was, hey, I actually added some watch command to our docs a while back, so maybe that was the commit that broke it. So what I do is I copy this one, I just go and check that out and see what is broken there as well. So let's install here the dependencies because they might have changed in the meanwhile. And then let's serve again the docs. So looking at it, refreshing the page, and it works. So it wasn't my commit. But now I already know more. I know exactly that that specific commit I just chose actually worked. Now the question is, which of those coming up here introduced the bug? Now I could go through each of these, but that might be long, especially if the commit, the good one, is way back in your commit history. If you approach it more intelligently, you probably would do some kind of like binary search approach, right? Where you comment out, check out the first one, then the previous last one, and then you start nearing to the middle. But there's actually a tool in Git that can help you do exactly that. And this is called Git bisect. So what I can do is, let me go back to the master branch here. And then let's say git bisect start. And now it is waiting here as the message says for both good and bad comments. So I already know the good comment, so I can go and say git bisect good, and I paste in here the comment that we had just checked out. And now it wants me to give it the bad comment. Well, I know master is broken, right? So I can just say git bisect bad master. And now, as you can see, it starts checking out various random comments that are in between those two good and bad comments, right? And so now it checked out this specific one. So here you can see I'm getting a warning that my PNPM modules are not up to date. You need to make sure that you install those just such that you always have a good state when you check out older comments. Now again, I serve the docs. I refresh again that page. And let's check, and the images work. So this was also a good comment. So what I can do now is say git bisect good to indicate this comment was actually a good one as well. What Git will do is it will jump to the next one and mark this one as good and start to find out what other comment could be broken. As you can see now, it took this one. So I repeat the same process. Again, here I make sure that I have the PNPM package up to date. I serve again, I refresh here, scroll down, and this is actually a bad one. So here it was already broken. What I tell Git now is again git bisect bad to mark this specific one as a bad one. It keeps going. So again, PNPM installed. So we just repeat the same process basically. And in this case, I need to serve the web app because that indicates me the error and allows me to verify whether it actually worked or not. Now, if you have a test for this, you could also just run the test case that was broken in one specific comment and not in another one to find out who broke it. So again, let's refresh, and it turns out this was a good one. And so after a while, you will notice that there are no more comments being checked out by Git. And that's when Git actually found the culprit. And so if you go up here, it will tell you this is the first bad comment, which was here, Tor repo update 1630 beta 0. And now you can actually go into your Git history, or again, we can just open GitHub and see when that comment was by checking the comment message or the actual hash. And now you can see this was the first one that actually introduced the problem. And now if we go and have a look what happened in here, you can now dig deeper of what might have caused that change, right? And so one thing that I already spot here is that some root level path has been changed. So this is obviously a good indicator why now images might be broken because they're no more resolved properly in that setup. And so what I usually do is then just git bisect reset, And so if you go again back to your commit history on GitHub here, I just picked the previous one. So what you can do here on GitHub specifically, or again, you can just do it locally. You just copy the previous commit there. You check that out. You serve the app just to make sure that that specific one actually then worked. And so scrolling down again here, I can see this one has the images. So we actually successfully found our culprit commit. And now you can obviously dig deeper and find out why it actually broke and go and fix it. Hope this was helpful. Subscribe and make sure, because I have some more upcoming of these Git tips.